So many. There's so many versions of our inner critic. And actually, like on my podcast, the Unlock Lab, I kind of talk about the various types of inner critics that we have. And I think what happens too is at different phases in our life, different ones come to the forefront. So early in my life, I had an appearance inner critic that was present all the time. I was born with a visible birth defect called cleft lip and palate. And so I looked different in every room that I walked into. I felt less than because of how I was treated and because, all the external factors that got embedded into me early on. And so that appearance inner critic was ever present. And I was ever aware of how I looked and how I was being seen and perceived or thought of. But as I moved on in my life and started to do some healing and do some work, other inner critics came to the forefront, right?
Like what? Like what other?
Well, like
well, if you're feeling okay with that.
Yeah. I'm an open book, Maureen. You can ask me anything. So at the age of 22, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And so all of a sudden I had to shift, right, my eating habits and my behaviors. And I already had, inner critics around food with like food shaming that was, in the environment I grew up in and all that type of stuff, not to mention societal, expectations of body image, all that stuff. So